your stuff.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. I am severely outnumbered for the first time on here. It is 3 versus 1, but I am excited to have these three on here. I am proud of these three, and I am glad to call them my friends. I've known Jessica and Becca for probably 3 or 4 years now. RLS has always been a big supporter of mine. Becca and Viper. Becca's been a supporter of mine since before Viper, and she continued on with Viper, so I really appreciate them. And then Megan and Matt are some pretty good friends of mine, and Kelly's and Jason's and everybody. They're some huge supporters of the show. Great people. I'm really proud of what they're building out there in Colorado. So that was a little long-winded, but I wanted to have them on because these three won some awards at the Women in HVACR Conference last week or a week. And I wanted to have them talk about it. So welcome to the show, Megan, Becca, and Jessica. How are you all?
Good.
Thanks for having us on, Pat.
Yeah.
No problem. So I'm terrible about remembering the awards. Let's just start with Megan. What award did you win?
So I won Top Women in HVAC. I was one of 12 that was put on by the news. So the HVACR news.
That's super cool. That's awesome. So
yeah, I was surprised I was nominated for that. Pretty cool to win it.
Well, I love your content because you're out there showing people how to fix things, what's wrong, how to do it the right way. And you're out there trying to do dumb stuff for attention. You're out there just showing your work and letting your work speak. And I think it's finally paying off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Becca, what did you win?
I won I am part of the top 30 influential women in HVAC award.
Nice. That's really cool. We've been friends for a few years now, and I'm really proud of what you've done over at Viper. I mean, you've had a lot of fun. You and Ash and the whole team over there gets involved. And like the best one is it's Mike, I think. Is that his name? The sales? That cracks me up every time I see it. Like he's all the slang terms and all that stuff. I'm like, I can't believe they got him to do this, but he just seems to play along with everything you guys ask him to do, though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm lucky to have such a great team that's like, hey, I have these really dumb TikTok ideas, or like people still bring up the one where I fell onto the air mattress, or like the trust fall one where I fell onto the air mattress. But yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, I just celebrated 2 years at Viper, so
congratulations.
It's great.
I mean, but you guys, you should have fun doing it, but then you do show educational stuff and, proper uses of everything. You guys do you do both ways. And it's always fun to watch your guys' videos because you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to pop in or what's going to happen or what's saying that I'm going to get in trouble for saying somewhere I probably shouldn't say.
Yeah, I felt really just grateful for, the fact that they've had so much faith in my vision and my content strategies and everything. And so it's just, it kind of leaves me almost speechless because I am just filled with all this gratitude of man, they just trust me to make this content and do these campaigns.
But Becca, you're putting in the work too. You have put in long days on roofs with us. So you are out there learning, seeing what you can do to make things better for us as the techs. You're putting in the work.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I love getting out into the field. Those are my favorite kind of days where I'm I just get to, roll with my little camera and hang out. And I learn that's my biggest thing. I learned so much directly from the contractors.
Well, and you have a good group out there in your area, with Megan and Matt and some of the others out there that, are willing to bring you along and teach you and show you things. And it's really cool that they're out there supporting you and you're supporting them. And finally, but not least, but one of my favorite people in the industry is Jessica Slaughter. If you guys don't know Jessica, she is with RLS. You've probably seen her in some of the videos, but she is one of the most genuine people I've ever met. Super sweet, super nice. And what award did you win?
I won one of their Pillar Awards for networking, which is probably no surprise if you know me because I never stop talking and going up and meeting new people. But it was certainly unexpected. They were I didn't know what award I was getting. And so I was kind of like on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what I was going to get. They're like, show up, look good, and be ready to hop on stage. So I was sitting next to Becca and Megan too during it. So we had a pretty good winners.
Yeah, our table was full of winners.
Nice. Can't beat that. That's good. That's a good table. That's cool. That's, and like you said, you are one of the queens of networking. You're everywhere, talking to everybody, doing everything. You love your
I try to be. I'm tired.
But you're always excited to talk to people. Always, you've always been a pleasure to speak with and work with over the years. And, you have faith in the people around you, and you really rely on them. And it shows. I mean, I'm proud of, everybody here in this video and this podcast for what you guys do for the industry. Either in the field, behind the scenes, networking. You guys are all killing it. So thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you, Pat.
So women in HVACR, what is this all about? I've heard a little bit about it. I've read some of the stuff, seen some of the posts. Let's get down and what they do and what, they do for the industry.
Yeah. I can start. They're an awesome organization that I kind of got told about in 2021 when I first joined RLS by my sales coworker, and they're like, I think you should check this group out. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so I looked into it and signed us up, and it was a conference in Tampa on the beach. So I was like, I'm going.
Yeah.
But when I got there, it was so much more than I thought it was going to be. And it sounds so cheesy, but I think everybody, whether you're a woman or a man, likes to be encouraged and likes to listen to people empower you and how to develop you, and also just provide insights that make you look back on your past experiences and reflect on what you're doing within yourself. Like, you kind of really look at the grand picture of things, and it makes you reflect and kind of think of things differently. And that's what I thought that this group was doing. Just right away from the conference. And one thing they mentioned during it was their mentorship / mentee program. And that's what I decided to get involved with, because I didn't know anybody or anything about HVAC or the industry at all. And they were like, sign up to get a mentor. And so I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. But it was really cool because I was a part of that mentorship program for maybe 2.5 years, maybe 3 years. And it really did help me a lot, not even just with like HVAC stuff. It was just, they paired me up with somebody that was also in marketing that could help me and be a guide to me that wasn't somebody at work, and give me another outside perspective or link me to other people. So for me, this group has been basically like an industry-wide employee resource group for women, and also connect you to other perspectives that people are going through. So yeah, that's kind of what it's been to me, is a community that I feel comfortable voicing, like problems that I may be having or insecurities that I may be having, or maybe looking for somebody else on career development advice, or even asking something basic, like in the beginning, what is the relationship between a manufacturer and a distributor and a contractor? Because I was like, I don't even know what that is. So just the easy stuff too, or what seems easy to me now.
Nice. That's cool.
I went to my first Women in HVAC conference I had only been with Viper for like 3 weeks, I think. And they were like, hey, we're going to send you this conference in Jacksonville. It's women in HVAC. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I mean, I walked into this and I kind of the same sentiment as Jessica. Like, I was just like blown away by like, oh my gosh, these are all really supportive women. Like, they don't even know me. And they're like wanting to help me, wanting to like talk about, you know, like any like challenges that I'm having or just offer advice. I remember getting advice in one of the first sessions that I sat in of being like, I'm not good about talking about my wins. I just do it and it's great. And then I move on to the next thing. And I struggle to like kind of celebrate that. And they kind of gave me some advice of like, hey, like you should own your wins and, you know, like talk about it with your team and things like that. So it's really a place, you know, the conference itself is just a place to really connect with more women in the industry specifically. Outside of the conference, though, like Jessica mentioned, there's mentorship. I just filled out my application to become an ambassador for Women in HVAC, which will put me out into schools and different events to talk about the trade and talk about why it's important for us to get involved.
That's cool. It seems like they do a lot more than, you know, I ever thought about. You know, I followed them for a little while, but I didn't realize all the things they truly do for the community, for women in HVAC. You know, I do stuff for Sefesa, and they're the same way. They kind of like don't talk about what they do. It's like they just, you know, they do it behind the scenes, but really they need to do a better job promoting themselves, it seems like. And I'm not saying they don't promote themselves. I'm just saying, like, as my organization I'm a part of, they don't promote themselves. I'm like, you guys have all this cool stuff and no one knows about it. So
I agree with that statement, Pat, because I've been a Women in HVAC member, I think, since 2021, but this was my first conference I had been to. So I was really curious to see how it was going to play out. You know, like it seems very manufacturer distributor heavy versus contractor.
mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of contractors, usually owners or like high level service people there. So it was really nice to network in general, let alone have conversations with the few people I found that actually turn wrenches in the field, and just, you know, install confidence in them that they didn't know they had. Like the one chick you introduced me to, Becca, we talked about Viper products forever. And then I think I introduced her to Jess about like, hey, she's actually moving to Washington. She needs a new spot.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a very cool event, I will say. And I have a lot of faith with the incoming president and everything that she was talking about, trying to get contractors more involved, and doing more like one-day conferences and more localized stuff versus just focusing on the big major conference. So I'm excited to see what all they have to bring out in this next year. And like Becca said, I need to do my application for ambassador as well, but I'd love to go around Colorado with Becca and, you know, promote the trades, and especially women in the trades. So
you guys make a good duo out there for sure.
that's what I said. I was like, oh, let's go crush this. Let's go do this. But I had no idea that was a thing. Like, and I've been a member for years. So
yeah, it's
just like anything, you got to have time to get involved too. And and that can be really hard. So shout out to all the people that put the conference together and put these programs together and actually put the time and effort into it, because that's definitely the big push I know now and will be over the next several years, is how do we advocate for the trades and how to get more people exposed to the option of going into the trades and helping replace the retiring workforce that's in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a conversation we're having everywhere. It seems like, you know, we have it at Sefesa, we have it at my work. You know, they're doing things. How do we get people involved? How do we go after the younger generation and make it cool? You know, the trades are making a comeback, but it's just so far behind. It's going to take a long time to catch up, and we got to do a better job getting it out there. So anything I see or can help get that word out there, I'm all about. So.
Yeah, we were brainstorming the other day and laughed at that. Maybe they should put them in video games.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll play video games and I'll look at the HVAC systems and I'll like judge it. I'm like, this can't work. This is impossible. I'm like, my friends are like, you're an idiot. I'm like, dude, I do this all day long. I have to judge this stuff. It's just what I do.
Like, even start at the beginning when it's like, choose your character, and it's
going to be installer service or maybe a
HVAC tech Megan.
Yeah, that'd be funny to have a video game. That'd be cool.
But we need to do a better job of explaining to like kids, especially that like what trades are. Because like I mean, I went to college and that was what I was told, you're gonna go to college.
That was our
And
generation, though.
yeah, but I didn't know anything about the trades. I thought, to me, I'm like, oh, it's dirty, it's plumbing, like that. I mean, you talk about trade, and my brain just goes to like plumbing and fixing toilets and stuff. But like, there's so much more. And that's the other thing, is that like we have to really explain, like, there's all these different facets of the trades. It's not just, the contractor side. Megan, I mean, hearing about you talk about like, being an owner, but also turning wrenches, also doing all the financials, everything. Like that's something that people don't think about, is just all the avenues that there are.
Well, and I try to encourage people all the time, because I started in distribution. I wasn't on the contractor side originally. Like, you don't have to turn wrenches to make a difference for the trades. You don't. So like, anybody who's always like, oh, I'm thinking about changing jobs, be like, because some people are like, how do I do what you're doing? And be like, well, you can get a job literally anywhere at this point with no education, because we need bodies. But even if you don't want to turn wrenches and you want to just learn, go try to get a parts house job. Go start to learn what the parts are, the fittings, what they do, etc. And then guess what? You're going to be working with hundreds of contractors every day. And in no time, somebody's going to be like, hey, come work for me.
I have lots of friends in this industry, in my industry in particular. I have he was on the show and he was down his luck, had been in trouble. He took an office job as a dispatcher, and now he's like vice president of operations over like 300 technicians and like 10 different brands of companies. And like,
nice.
In a period of like 6-7 years, like someone took a chance on him. He's turned his life around. Like, you don't have to be a technician, like you said. Yep. But I mean, look at all these people out here that are technicians that are, been doing it 5, 6, 7 years. And they're now business owners. And there's guys that, have been doing it for 10 years and sold their business for multi-million dollars. I mean, it's all about what you put into it and what do you want to get out of it. And everybody's different. But I just think it's a very viable option for a big chunk of the population that's been lied to.
Absolutely. I mean, you're always going to need heat, and you're always going to need water to some degree. So plumbing and HVAC isn't going anywhere, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's fun. I mean, I've done electrical. I do restaurants now, but I kind of do everything, and I enjoy all of it. It keeps me entertained, and I meet a lot of cool people and get to do a lot of cool things. I met all of you through it, and it's what you get out of it. I mean, what you make of it, just like everything else in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are some of the cool things that women in HVAC do? Is there anything in particular? Do they give back? Do they have, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm trying to.
They do give out several scholarships. I mean, there was probably a dozen girls that won scholarships, whether it's for trade school or there was a bunch of people getting engineer degrees that were involved.
I think it was like $55,000 was given in scholarships.
Yeah,
just this year.
Yeah, and it's like you said, Megan, it's a mix of women who are going to school to like learn to be a commercial contractor, or they're mechanical engineering. I mean, I was talking to one of them the first night, and she's telling us that she goes to Purdue and she's studying mechanical engineering. So smart. Then we see her up on the screen later, and it's got all of her accomplishments, and it's like, she did everything. Girl, I think, Jessica, you said something like, we don't have the same 24 hours in a day.
She's like classically trained pianist and like violinist or something.
Yeah, her laundry list of things was like, do you sleep?
Yeah.
I would definitely want her helping design our systems.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. I know Megan said there was a few techs there. Are they making a push to make it more technician friendly in the future to get technicians to show up and come?
Yeah, I think they definitely are. There's always like, I think sometimes with these organizations is people, and they do, it's not just like people think, they get manufacturing and wholesaler heavy, but it's because they have the power in budgets to
Mhm.
fund these types of things and gain the momentum. And so right now, I think like they were kind of going through maybe where it was like more contractor focused in the past, and then it kind of took a little bit of corporate in it. And now that they have some really good sponsorships backing and the things to actually execute, that the contractor focus is back at priority. But where they'll really win with that, in my opinion, is with the local events.
Yeah.
And participate in that type of participation, because as fun as a once a year conference is it's once a year. And it would be nice if the community, not to say it's not online and virtually, but its impact is always greater when it's in person. And so these organized events can happen. I think that would be great. I was pitching some ideas to, unbeknownst me knowing Jane was the new president, but obviously selfishly as a manufacturer too, I want to talk to the contractor who uses our product. But I think it'd be really cool if in the future they had some sort of something where you bring manufacturers or sponsors gets to bring contractors with them, or there's some sort of like sponsorship program for us. We know lots of contractors
Mhm.
to
I know
bring them along.
I know it's Indianapolis next year, so I'm gonna try to find some local people and see what I can do about getting them out there. I think it'd be great to get some local people in there, especially in Indianapolis, my backyard. I think it'd be pretty easy for me to find somebody to get out there. So
You can come, Pat. It's not women only.
Yes, we have allies as well.
I would say Pat needs to do some live podcasts from the and stream some of the stuff.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. I've seen the dates. I'll make it happen. But I do want to get some more people involved. So when are they going to start doing? Are they doing like regionals or what? You don't know anything about that yet? So,
They do, like, I'll see every now and then where they do like a conference in Massachusetts or something, but like you said, you don't see it promoted as much publicly. So hopefully their marketing will get a little bit better on social media and all that. Because we see so much from HVACR women in Canada, but not as much here in the States. But
Yeah.
hopefully those local events will happen more and more frequently.
better watch out. They may be tasking you to do some of that stuff.
I mean, if that's what it takes, like,
Yeah, we'll do it.
I knew it.
I'll help where I can. How about that?
It can only get better, I think, at this
Yeah.
point.
How long have they been an organization?
Like 25 years?
20 plus years for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been around a while. It's not new. So okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool to hear some, like one of the sessions that I attended, the woman who was leading it, she said she'd been a member for like over 10 years or something like that, to where it was just this really small little organization. Maybe 50 people would show up, and now we're doing these conferences that, I don't know what the attendance was this year, but it had to be like almost 300 maybe.
It was like 450.
Oh,
It was
wow.
400,
Okay.
Not quite 500.
Even in 2021 when I went, which maybe some of that could have been post-COVID, but it was maybe like 120 people at it. Like it's grown crazy even in the last 4 or 5 years.
Everybody loves a good reason to go to Vegas too. So
We're not
I'm about tapped out.
well, you better save it because we'll be back in Vegas in a few months.
Yep.
Well, they kept us
I'm
busy
saving
enough. We
up.
didn't need to do anything outside of the conference.
Yeah, I seen the schedule. It was jam packed. They had morning workout sessions and all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, I was tired.
I went to the strip Monday night, and to be honest, it was not enjoyable because it is all like barricaded off for Formula One that's going to be happening. So like even in front of the beloved Bellagio fountains, it's got like
the stadium seats are back up.
Yeah, that stuff. And like every other escalator that went up was broken.
I go to Vegas, I stay at Old Vegas. Like the first time I went for AHR and the first Tactical Awards I went to, we stayed at like not the Bellagio, the other one with an Italian name or whatever, the Venetian. We stayed
Palazzo or Venetian?
Yeah, we stayed there, and like it was cool, but like we hung out at Old Vegas with my buddy, and I was like, this is more my speed. So every time we just stay down there now. It's like it's cheaper and it's more my vibe. It's chill and like you can just people watch and there's always something going on. And
Lots of good people watching down there.
I chill down there and have fun. So I'm excited to go back there and see everybody again. So next year's in Indy. It's in September again, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a good question. You guys, we're not prepared for this. Why are you asking us questions?
Well, the other thing cool that they announced was Women in HVAC is putting out a magazine. So this is what Becca and Jessica's articles are in, is this magazine. So Empowered, this is the first episode that first magazine that they gave us last week when we were there. So I don't know how they're distributing.
Be left out.
I'm not sure how you get them.
Yeah,
I don't think it was really discussed, but
I was looking for a digital edition. I couldn't find it. I'm sure that they'll get it out there eventually. But so did you guys write those, or were you just featured in it?
Featured. I think
just a little feature. But it's really cool. Like, I come from the journalism world, and so it's kind of cool to see like a physical magazine again.
Yeah.
Obviously, like HVAC Tactical started doing that, and so it's cool to see women in HVAC kind of like move that direction, and just gives them, for marketers, it's another advertising channel.
Yeah.
It's And I was excited to see that too. Like you said, HVAC Tactical has been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's quarterly. And Megan brought that up. I was like, that's cool to see. So I'm going to find that somewhere, see if I can get one sent to me, and because I've got a stack of all the HVAC Tacticals, and I'd like to add that there. And it's really cool that they're featuring people from the trades, though.
Yeah, I need another one because my mom wants this one, and I've been carrying it around, and it's already beat to hell. So hopefully we can figure out.
The first one I wrote, the first article I wrote for Ben in his magazine, I was like, hey, you guys send me a case of these, man. I got one.
Yeah.
I gave one to my mom. I gave him to a bunch of people. I was like, tell me how much it is. I'll pay for shipping. He's like, no, I'll send it to you. I was like, no, I'll pay for shipping. I don't care. I was like, but I need a case of these magazines for myself because I can't find it around here. And somewhere where they're at, I refuse to go. It's just personal stuff, so I won't go there and shop. It's been said multiple times. I got to quit picking on them because they're going to think I don't like them. So, but that's cool to see the magazine, a physical magazine. You can have it. And are you going to frame yours and put it up on the wall or anything, Jessica? Or you have to get you another one? You're tearing it up.
I might have to make a shrine of myself eventually.
I've got a stuff. It's got all my stuff on there. It's got my awards, and it's got my tactical award. It's got my Sofeso award and all kinds of stuff. And it's just, I walk by it and I just look at it, and it brings a smile to my face. It's like someone in the trades can be recognized for doing their job and having pride in it. And it just it reminds me that I am doing something. You know what I mean? Besides,
that's why I like this award. It's fun because I win a lot of awards, but not for me. They're for RLS. And so I don't get to keep it makes me happy that I've helped contribute to them securing those awards. But they don't come with me. So I can have this one at least for myself.
Nice.
Honestly, Jessica, it was so cool when they were like, announcing you, and they're reading off kind of like all your accomplishments and everything. And Megan and I just both kind of looked at each other. We're like, damn, that girl does a lot.
It was like a 5-minute speech. I have a video, and I think it's like 6 minutes long. So
also, in fairness, the president, Kristen, was my mentor for 3 years. So she probably had extra to say just because of our close relationship. But yeah, I was actually just booking travel today. I'm going to a show in Canada, and then I'm home I'm going to PHCC, then Cyfex West, and then Birmingham, England, all within 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. I'm like, oh my God.
I thought you meant like Birmingham, Alabama.
I was thinking Alabama.
No, I've been there before, and no offense to you Birmingham people, but I don't need to go back.
That's good. That's a wild schedule for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
I don't know how.
It's a small team. RLS really is a small team.
So have you picked up another marketing person since Jaden transferred over to sales? Or
Yeah, we have a new marketing coordinator, Brittany. And she was at the conference as well.
Nice.
She is new to the industry. She had transferred over, ironically, now that I'm thinking about it, from casino world. And I think that was fun for her and fun for Jaden on our team, also being young women in the industry. Because I always talk about this right now. I don't always have the woman problem against me yet. I have the young age problem against me, or like bias against me at the moment. So those two like to battle each other out in the conference room. But it was fun to bring them along and also be like, here's another community besides me, and introduce them to others, and also just give them another point of reference of how cool this industry is as they start to progress in it and start to learn more and just figure out what else is out there. And I think it's exciting too, because you kind of see how the world really works from the building point of it all, and how infrastructure happens, and how like these day-to-day luxuries that you may take advantage of that unfortunately women just aren't exposed to all the time, because we get kind of pigeonholed into more not those jobs.
Standard office roles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love seeing people in the trade. There's a woman in Indianapolis. I met her on a Facebook group or something. She does HVAC and she works for a big mechanical contractor. And like I pulled up to the supply house one day and I looked over in the van and it was her, and I was freaking out. I was like, I finally ran into you, and I was like all excited to meet her. And she's like, this is awesome that like you're excited to meet me. I'm like, no, like you're out here doing the job that some guys can't even do, and you're doing it well and you're having fun doing it. I was like, no, I'd love to see what you do. I mean, it's amazing to see people enjoy what they do and strive at it. I don't care what you do, as long as you enjoy it and strive at it, you're gonna do good things. So but I was so excited to meet her. I was like, finally I found her. Just happened to look up at the supply house and seen her over there. So she probably thought it was a little creepy at first until she realized it was me.
Well, us women at the supply house usually stick out a little bit more than others. So
She's like, oh, another one.
So Megan, you said you ran into a kitchen tech there.
I did. I don't remember her name, but Morgan, who was hanging out with us during the week, because I was asking her, I was like, do you remember who we were hanging out with on the casino floor? She did hot side kitchen stuff. I need to introduce her to Pat. And so she sent me her Instagram, and I was like, yes, I think that's her. So I messaged her, but it doesn't look like she's too active on Instagram. So it might take a minute for her to reach back out.
Yeah, I followed her. I was like, okay, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I gave a lot of people my contact, but unfortunately we drink a lot. So Megan wasn't always getting everybody else's contacts. So
great.
I just had them scan my QR code, connect with me. Thank you.
That's why I threw that tap card and I put it in my little badge holder and just like hold it up. So use that one button and like imports everything, all my websites, Instagram, everything.
Yeah, and that's what I do. It's our link tree, and it's like, here, connect with me. Hit me up on any of the platforms and I'll answer.
I don't know where to look for you in the contacts later. You're in there. You exist in there. But where?
That's the only problem with like that's the problem with like the digital business card is like you save their contact info and then it just gets lost in your.
I need there to be like a recently added in contacts.
Yes.
I need everybody to have a profile picture and so I can remember.
Yes.
I forgot I had Jessica's phone number, and I sent her a message on Instagram about this, and I was like, let me scroll. I was like she texted me before because I was out at RLS, and I was like, oh, there she is. So I'm
so bad sometimes at Instagram. I'm in and out.
Oh, you're good. That's why I was like, I had to think. I was like, let me see if I can find it, and I found it luckily. So, and you did reply right away. So either you felt bad, didn't know who I was, and replied, or you did have my number saved. I don't know.
I had your number saved.
I'm gonna be out in St. Louis next spring. I'm finally going to go out to True.
Oh.
And I'm waiting till spring because they want to take me to a baseball game. So I'm gonna wait. So when I get my schedule, everything figured out, I'll get a hold of you and I'll come by and hang out with you guys for a day and see what's going on if you're busy or if you're not
Yeah,
busy.
it's only like 30 minutes from me.
I've been working that angle at True forever. Like they came out with this ice machine. I've been all over the ice machine angle, and finally, like I had Stephanie on. She came from a different company, but I had her on, and I talked to her last week a bunch, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna have you come out. We'll take you to a baseball game." I'm like, "Here we go. I'm going to St. Louis."
Yep. Yeah, they buy all their, or at least they used to when I worked there, but all their copper tube from our sister company, Saro.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. So, Becca, have you revealed that shirt in the public yet, or is this the first time?
It kind of got shown. Oh, I have to stand up a little. So this is our special Halloween edition Viper shirt. There's a giveaway on Friday. So
I love it.
yeah, so our team member, Dinda, who also attended Women in HVAC, which was really cool.
She's great.
Yeah, so she's our director of hospitality. That's like her official title. This woman does basically like everything in the company. It feels like she's also she's the president's wife. So keeping it in the family still, but she has been the biggest help when it comes to all of the swag. Swag, I know how important it is. It's exhausting. The amount of like every day, how do I get swag? Where can I get a t-shirt? How do I get a hat? And for a while, like we did not have a very like streamlined process to get swag out to people. But now we have Dinda, we have another one in the office. I have my warehouse manager, and we have this great system going. Swag's been going out like crazy.
I don't have to just blow you up asking for it. Then I can ask somebody else. Is what you're saying?
I mean, still come to me, but yeah. But now I don't have to like basically send things out myself.
So you don't have to receive it at your house and ship it out from your house across the country. No.
Yeah. Or I was like overwhelming the warehouse staff of being like, here's 20 swag sends that I've been sitting on.
Have they got moved into the new facility yet? The new building they purchased?
No. Construction takes forever, as everyone knows.
Especially in California, probably.
Yes. So we are probably looking at the end of next year when we'll actually have everything in. But I mean, I was out there in August, and there's a new roof. There's new concrete. Like it's coming along. It doesn't look like much, but the progression is happening. I think we'll get some new like racking and things like that going in soon. I do know we're being held up by some type of electrical issue at the moment.
Oh boy. Are you gonna have your own little swag room in there, little swag warehouse, or?
Yeah, that's the goal, is to have actually have an office there and a little studio so that I can go there more often. Right now when we go, we sit at the like conference room table.
Mm-hmm.
And so having like a studio and an office will be really nice. I'll be able to record content and yeah.
My parent company, which is Parkstown, most people know that, but they have a humongous swag room. Like they have everything branded them, and you walk in there and it's like the first time I went in there, like I'll take whatever you want. I had like 3 bags of stuff. Like they have the game Life, but it's like all like based on like my world, like restaurant repair stuff. And they had a big giant one like you could walk on and play in their like their room in there. I was like, well, they have everything branded, and it is kind of cool. So that'd be fun to see.
Yeah, and I'm always looking for like new things, and that's what Dinda's great with too, is that she used to work in fashion. So she's got all these connections. She's got so many ideas. Like her and I just text each other. We're just like firing off like crazy texts all the time of like, what about this? What about this? So, but I think something that people are going to be really excited about is we have some new hats coming out that have like Velcro patches. So you'll be able to like collect all the patches. Yeah. We'll be able to do special patches, for things like HVACR and different events. So yeah.
So you guys are killing it over there. Megan, what's new over there? You guys just saving the world one grow op at a time, or
One facility at a time.
are you ready for the cold and snow and air conditioning in the winter?
It's pretty nice to work outside this last week or so. Like, oh my gosh, I can actually wear pants again. And, don't quite need a hoodie yet. It was pretty chilly this morning, though, hopping on the roof. But it's nice to have like a little bit of a shoulder season. But then I was also in a room today that was like 80, and I'm like sweating profusely. So, the extreme temps get a little hard when you're sweating inside and then you have to go hop outside for, get back on the roof, whatever. And now like your sweat's trying to freeze. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I experience that all the time. Doing big walk-in freezer there.
Yeah, your walk-ins, it's the opposite a little bit.
It'll be summer. It'll be July in Indiana, so it's like 95 degrees. It'll rain. It'll be 100% humidity, and then I'm going in a negative 10-degree walk-in. It's just like I'm gonna end up sicker than a dog in the middle of summer. But I guess I asked for it, so I can't complain.
Winter stuff isn't back on the van yet, but will be soon enough, I'm sure.
Nice.
Especially if we get some late night calls.
So. Yeah, I don't want to be that.
Yeah, I'm not ready either.
So Jessica, does RLS have anything new coming out? I know I talked to you. Don't get in trouble. Don't let me get you in trouble. But does RLS have anything new coming out here soon?
Well, what we have coming out right now, which may not sound like super exciting, but is a new reducer size, 3/8 to 5/16, because with some of the equipment changes that's happened from some of the manufacturers because of the flammables, is they like switched to 5/16 on a lot of their connections. So we're coming out with a reducer to help with that. And that's ready to go right now, actually. Nice. And the other stuff, we have some other stuff coming out in January that I'll talk about more at HR, but it's been something a lot of people have been asking, specifically you, Pat. So talk about that more in the near future. But for us, it's really just that and our XL line and just education, besides new products, it's education for us, brand awareness, not even brand awareness, category awareness. I still run into people all the time that have no idea what press is.
Crazy to me.
I had somebody today, I posted a video of me pressing those water lines, like, oh, it's a great application for water and gas and steam, but it'll never be for refrigeration. I'm like, dude, it's been for refrigeration for like 10 years. What are you talking about? Like, I'm like, I've got videos on my YouTube channel, me pressing refrigerant lines, like, here, check out RLS. I was like,
well, yeah, I'm having like work done at my house and we're getting a bathroom added to our basement. And the plumber asked me what I do. And I was telling him like, press fittings for HVACR. And he was like, oh, what do you think about water press fittings? And I was like, oh my God, we're even talking about that still? Because I thought that was pretty good adoption rate right now. But he was so curious. I think it's one of the number one questions asked probably for all press fittings is, do we trust the seal?
As long as you
I'm like, yeah, I mean, they've been around a long time.
It's all in the prep work. Prep your pipe, and you're good to go. That's all it is. It's not hard. I mean, Becca knows it. She lived that life for a while. So
I don't. We laugh at that.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I still see posts about like press. Because I came from Vega. I spent 6 years there, so. But I still see posts, and I'm like, that's wrong. Like when they call RLS Pro Press, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, everybody, I talked about that earlier today with somebody else, and it was like Pro Press really is like the Kleenex. And so everybody's always like, is that Pro Press for blah, blah? But I mean, Vega has a great reputation, Pro Press, and like their stuff is phenomenal. So if we're compared to them as also being in that same category, that's cool. Just ask for the right thing at the supply house, please. We don't want no problems.
Yeah,
I don't miss fielding all of the press hate comments.
Yeah. My favorite saying is "Love me or hate me, still an obsession." So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the
And I
video
just-
I made this week, somebody was arguing with me about how braze fitting will never fail over, any form of press. And I'm like, dude, if you're still arguing all that, you're probably the same guy who's using like analog manifolds on everything.
I'm also like, there's so many parts of a system. Like, why we're chalking up the whole thing working or not working based on the connection. So I think there's a lot bigger things that have to go into this.
There's a lot bigger things for sure. And like us putting it in the cannabis facility is like, we'll put it to the test. We'll see. Like, if shit corrodes, it's gonna be where we use it. So
Yeah, and if you go to like RLS, like they have that test, that burst test, and they braze the fittings on these pipes, and then you press them together. And guess what always blows apart? The braze, because you heated up that copper, and that copper is now the weak point, and it blows apart there every single time. It never blows apart with the press. It's always, where you annealed it when you brace it, it gets hot and it expands and blows there before the fitting does. I'm like, the fittings don't even slip. I'm like, people are just uneducated and dumb, and that's been my biggest gripe here lately. Is people will complain about something, say something stupid. I'm like, well, have you ever worked on that? Have you ever been trained on that? Well, no. Well, that's good. I'm like, well, you don't know nothing about it, so your opinion means nothing. So piss off.
Yeah, like you've never even tried it. You've never even attempted to educate yourself. Like, people.
Seeing is believing. Trying it, once it's in their hands, they're like, oh, okay.
That's my favorite.
You need everything, right? You need press. You need to braze. You got to know.
Yeah.
It all works together.
But with more restrictions coming, like being able to braze indoors is going to go away, I feel, in a lot of municipalities.
It's hard.
I got several places where I can't light a torch, and one's like a historic buildings in Indianapolis. It's a college campus for Butler University, and you can't light a torch in there without going to the county building in Indianapolis, getting in. It's like a 4-hour ordeal. You got to wait in line, do all this bull crap. And then I do work at Eli Lilly, and like, oh, you don't have enough insurance to light a torch in here. Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
And like, then you have to sit there a 2-week class to be able to light a torch in their building. So I'm like, I press all kinds of stuff in there. I'm like I did drains on a combi oven, and I pressed them all together. I'm like, pay for the fittings or pay for someone else to come do it. Take your pick. Just press it. Like, if you need fittings, we got a bunch downstairs. You can just go take them from us. I'm like, even better. Tell me where they're at.
Yeah. My favorite project I've heard about is our fittings being used at the Smithsonian Museum in DC on a book vault that had to have like a certain ambient temperature, probably similar to what you're doing, Megan, but with old books that are from like the 1500s.
Oh yeah, that humidity level's got to be perfect for.
Yeah, they're like, you're not bringing fire in around these things, and we can't move them. They're too delicate. This is like, hey,
there will never be fire at the Smithsonian.
No.
Talk about not having enough insurance.
Yeah, seriously.
I see Becca had a little friend show up.
Oh yeah, this is Mac.
Hi, Mac.
He loves to hang out when I'm working and when I sit at my desk. So
my cat only likes me in the mornings. Once I come home from work, he's like, don't even look at me. Just like, but in the morning when I'm the first one up, he's like my best friend. He's like walking in between my feet, trying to trip me, attacking my shoelaces when I tie my boots. I'm like, will you go away? Leave me alone. I'm trying to go to work.
Yeah, he's mad because it's dinner time and his bowl is empty.
We have an automatic feeder, and our cat knows. Like, he hears it from the entire house, and like, you hear the feeder, and you get out of the way because you don't know where he's coming from. He just comes flying, and he will run you over. He was like, just get out of my way. So, cat. So. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer. I appreciate you coming on. I'm really proud of everything that each and every one of you do for our industry. You all have very important roles, from promoting the industry to promoting your products. Megan out here killing it and showing people that women can be in the field and do the job and succeed at it. You all are a true inspiration to women all over this industry, whether you believe it or not. And I want you to keep it up, and I'm glad to call you all my friends.
Oh, me too.
Now's the opportunity. I let you share your socials. If anyone wants to share the socials, go right ahead. And let's start with Megan.
We're Mechanical Environments on all platforms. You can also find me under Mego Mac, just to give us a little bit of separation.
Becca?
Yeah. You can follow me personally, Becca's Hot for HVAC, on Instagram and TikTok. Please follow Viper as well. Refrigeration Technologies on Instagram, Viper HVACR on TikTok. But also, I do just want to push, we are still raising money for the Women in HVAC
Yes.
Scholarship Program. So we'll have that fundraiser open through the end of the year, and all you have to do is donate, and you get a t-shirt out of it. And you can pick, we've got 3 different t-shirt designs to choose from, and then anything that gets donated will be matched by Refrigeration Technologies.
Send me that link, and I'll put it in the show description, so it's on there. And then I might have the show donate some money too. So
I've got a link in my Instagram bio too. So
and Jessica,
you can follow my personal Jessica_RLS marketing, and of course follow Rapid Locking System, so you can stay up to date with us. And I'll definitely be adding in the Viper Scholarship Fund to my link. So if you want to find out.
All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you for coming on. And once again, congratulations on 3 well-deserved winners.
thanks for asking.
See ya.